Okay guys, the first word for our Simple Machines video is work.
And that's when a force causes an object to move in the same direction of the force that is applied.
And work equals force times distance, and it is in joules.
So to find your work, you multiply the distance times the force. So let's say the distance is 1/3 of a meter and the force is 2 newtons. You would multiply those two and you would get
Your work.
2/3
Joules.
joules. Okay, our next word is power. Power is,
How quickly work is done.
to find power, you divide
Work, which is in joules, by time. And that's in seconds.
power is in watts. Yeah. So an example of power would be if your work was 2 joules and it took 2 seconds, your power would be 1 watt. Our next word is input force.
And that's the force you apply on a machine.
And next comes output force, which is the force that a machine applies.
To find the mechanical advantage of an object, you would divide the output force by the input force, and mechanical advantage is
How much larger the output force is compared to the input force.
an example. Mechanical advantage would be if your output force is 10 newtons and your input force is 2 newtons, your mechanical advantage would be 5.
The next word is efficiency, and that's the ratio of output work to input work.
An example would
You find efficiency by dividing output work by input work and times it by 100%.
An example would be if your output work was 2 joules and your input work was 4 joules. That equals 0.5, and then you multiply it by 100% to get an efficiency of 50%.
The next word is simple machine.
And that is a machine that does work with only one movement.
An example of a simple machine is a water bottle because it has a screw on the top. Or a
The
lid.
next word is a compound machine.
Which is a machine made up of a combination of simple machines.
An example of a compound machine is. An example is
You ready to get that knife? Our next simple machine is the inclined plane.
Which is a flat slope surface and less force is needed to move an object from one height to another.
An example of an inclined plane is it is easier to move my phone and it requires less force to move my phone up the inclined plane than it would to pick up my phone and carry it over here.
And the mechanical advantage is the length divided by the height.
Which is 12 inches divided by 1 inch.
Which equals 12.
And then the next simple machine is a wedge.
Which is an inclined plane that moves.
So we have 2 examples for a wedge. We have
A knife.
A knife.
you want to hold it? And your teeth. Your teeth act as a wedge.
To bite the food. Okay. The next simple machine is a screw.
Which is an inclined plane wrapped around a cylinder.
Okay, so like we said, an example is a screw. And that's this right here.
As you see, the inclined plane is wrapped around a circular object.
Yup. Okay, then our next word is a lever.
Which is any rigid rod that pivots or rotates around a fulcrum.
Our example is a scissors.
Okay.
We're still going. A
Okay.
wheel and axle is
2 circular objects with different sizes that have an attached, they're attached in such a way that they rotate together.
an example is okay. Then an example is a screwdriver because the axle is
Smaller.
and the wheel is. Our next word is pulley.
And that's a grooved wheel with a rope or cable wrapped around it.
An example is.
Garage door.
Alrighty, guys. So we just wanted to tell you a few facts about pulley.
The mechanical advantage of a pulley is the number of ropes pulling up.
And this is for a compound pulley. And then a fixed pulley always has a mechanical advantage of
1.
Anyways, we just want to end this science video. Last one. See you next year.